IVM.
All right. Hello. Welcome to another awesome episode of IVM Likes. I love this show so much. Today, again, we are talking about something that is very close to my heart. My name is Antariksh Thakkar. Joining me on this episode are Utsav Mamoria, host of the Postcards from Nowhere podcast. Hey, Utsav.
Hey, Antariksh.
And also joining Utsav and me is the producer of the Postcards from Nowhere podcast, Vinay. Hey, Vinay.
Hey, Andrix.
So, as I said, we're going to be talking about something that is very close to my heart. We're going to be talking about the most haunted places in the world.
Are you
Basically,
sure
haunted
it's
places.
close to your heart?
It's, where else is supposed to be, man?
Like haunted places, like close to your heart, it seems like.
I mean,
it
in the
is.
sense, I love reading about this stuff. I'm too much of a chicken to go to these places for sure, but it is too fascinating to hear about these places. Dude, I was doing some research today, and turns out if a place is in India, if like there's a haunted place in India, a lot of the times there is a love story involved as to why that place is haunted.
That's
It's
because
always
of
like,
Bollywood.
yeah, no. I don't even know because of Bollywood or not. It's just some of these stories have been going on for like years, since like again 1800s, 1700s, like very old times. And it's always like unrequited love. Someone wanted to love someone, the other person didn't love them, and then they killed that person, and then they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna haunt this place now." It's basically every other story in India.
Is this why it is close to your heart, Antariksh?
Yeah, exactly. Unrequited love.
Is that
That's
why it's
exactly
close to your
what.
heart? No, I
Yeah.
think so. I think so.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Poor boy's life has so many
I know.
problems.
Yeah, man. What are you gonna do? So for those of us joining us for the first time on an episode of IVM Likes, welcome. How a typical episode of IVM Likes works is in the first half we give you guys some awesome recommendations of something that we have recently checked out. It can be a movie, a TV show, book that we're reading currently, or a song that we heard that we're obsessed with right now. Anything in pop culture, in the pop culture sphere. So that's coming up with the first half, and the second half, as I said, we'll be talking about the haunted places. So I think we can start off with our recommendations for this episode. Vinay, who would you like to start us off, man?
I'll start. So my recommendation is a YouTube page. It goes by the name of Omar Gosh TV. So he is a US-based haunted, you can say an explorer or a professional explorer who goes to these abandoned places and films there at night. So what he does is sometimes he goes in the morning, he'll do a check of that place. If he feels there is a negative energy around that, then what he does is he goes in the night around 11 or 12ish. He goes there, he explores the places. So I've seen his videos and everything, and mostly those videos are very legit, like the door opening to chair shaking from one place to another, from dolls disappearing. But most of the thing is that in the US, they think that the ghost is around the house, but it only possesses the dolls. So I don't understand what's the connection between the doll and the ghost and the 666 thing.
What is the
But
name of the
all
channel
of his
again?
videos are legit scary. It's called Omar Gosh TV.
Omar Gors TV. Okay, dude, is
Gosh
this guy
TV,
American?
yeah.
Is this guy American?
Yeah, he's an American. He's from Florida.
Man, Americans are the
So
best.
what?
Dude.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
will.
One
They will.
incident that happened with him, that
Yeah.
he burnt his Ouija board
He
in the
burnt it.
backyard, and yeah, and next day his backyard was on fire, literally.
Okay, then.
And he's filming that. He has all those uncut like things on his videos. So you must go and you must check
So
it
again-
out. Like he
again,
does
coming-
3 a.m. challenges. He goes to these haunted places. He sleeps there the entire
Okay,
night,
wow.
with sounds coming from everywhere in the house, to like whispering, to whistle, to like ladies laughing, to everything.
wow. So
I'm
again,
just curious,
see,
what kind of a rush does he get out of it, right? I
Yeah, exactly.
Why
So-
would you become this person? And maybe Antariksh should tell us because it's close to his heart.
no. So basically, my point is that
It's close.
Americans are awesome. They make a career out of anything, right? Firstly, and secondly, this guy is. So we as regular people, kind of. I believe, I don't know where you guys stand, but I think that this is all mostly made up, right? It's not really real, or whatever. I'm not able to buy that it's real. So to me, in my mind, this guy is going out in the middle of the night and lighting fire to his front yard.
Ouija
And,
board.
yeah,
the,
lighting
no,
fire to
not
his-
the yard. The Ouija
Ouija
board. He
board.
burns the Ouija board, and the
Exactly.
next day his backyard is on fire because of
Honestly, the
Ouija
backyard
board.
is on. So exactly what I'm saying. So the next day when the backyard is on fire, no spirit actually went and did it. Someone from his production team or he lit the backyard on fire, right? That's
No, we
what
cannot
my
say
brain.
that
That's where my
because
brain
of-
goes.
Yeah, because what is an Ouija board is a thing where a ghost physically
Yeah,
touches
correct.
you.
Yeah, correct. You are like
Like
trying
it
to contact
moves your
the
hand by,
supernatural.
yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Yes or no or something. And he legitimately says on his videos that I don't like this board at all. Like I don't do Ouija boards I've never done Ouija boards in my life, and I will not do it again. So he goes into his backyard and he burns it. And the next day his backyard is on fire. Chicken, luckily his chicken survived. So like it never got like burned or something.
Like, have you
That would have
guys
been good roasted chicken. But yeah, sorry,
Roasted
I
chicken.
digressed.
He would
Have you
have
guys-
had his feast.
have you guys seen those that show on Star World? I think the one which is shot almost exclusively in night vision, where they go. It's called
The
Ghostbusters
Paranormal
or
Activity.
Ghost Hunters, something like that.
Ghost Hunters or something. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Dude, everything in that show. So tell me if this is similar to what you're talking about, the Omar guy.
So basically, the Omar guy, he never goes with a light vision camera or something. He just goes with his
Ah.
camera and a flashlight into these houses. And then
Oh.
suddenly he starts like he listening to the sounds and everything. And they have a software called like a EVP machine or a
Yeah.
ghost box where he talks to the ghost. So he questions them and he receives answers like
What is this
do you-
machine?
this-
When did this
Yeah.
get invented?
it's there. It's in the market.
Oh wow, okay. And how
Yeah.
does this work? I'm very
It
curious
works
now.
like it transfers through your radio frequencies, and then through that radio frequencies the ghost can speak into that software. So it's
Do you
like,
believe this, Vinay? Do you believe this guy? That this guy's legit?
yeah, because like most of his video which I have seen,
Yeah.
and what I have experienced is like I can believe him, like it is legit.
Okay.
I
Like
think the
yesterday
question.
night only I was seeing this video. There is another guy called Mosarji, and he goes into this house which is haunted by a demon, like a demon ghost, literally,
Okay.
who is attached to a doll. And what happens is, as soon as they try to step down from the first floor to the ground floor,
Yeah.
someone pushes one of his guys, and that guy literally falls down, like from 11 steps down he falls.
Okay. Wow.
And literally when he says to that ghost that I'm going to destroy your doll or I'm going to take it with me, the doll disappears. It's nowhere to be found. Like they search the entire house and everything. Then in the end there is a small closet where they hear the sound of a doorknob, like somebody hackling the doorknob. And as soon as he opens the doorknob, the doll is literally in the air, and it's everything is on camera.
What?
Yeah, and,
This is
and
insane.
yeah, it's totally insane. And when they wanted to exit, one second.
Man, the entire time
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, man, production value is great. Production design is doing a really good job. Art
No,
people,
not the
art
production
department.
design. Plus, when they want to leave the house, they need to cross that like what you say, the closet or something.
Yeah.
And again, when they go into the closet, that doll is on the floor, and they run out of that place, like saving their lives. And it's very like it's kind of like spooky in the night.
Oh, very cool. Please just tell me the name of the channel again. Omar what?
It's Omar Gosh TV,
Omar
and
Ghosh
the
TV.
other
And
guy
the other one?
is Morsaji.
Morsarji.
No, it's Mosaji. Moesargi.
Oh, like Mosaji. Okay.
Mosaji, yeah.
Okay, cool, man.
And these
Very-
two channels are legit because Mosaji has been possessed on his
No,
videos.
dude, come on.
Literally,
What?
literally.
Dude, what are you saying, man? This guy's been possessed also. Everything happens to him only.
Yeah, because he tries it on himself. So there is a host which is haunting him called Tom, because he goes into his house and
Wait.
he tries to like he
The
tries
ghost is called Tom?
Tom, yeah.
Okay. So
And
please go ahead.
wherever he sees the name Tom, he freaks out. Like this is literally the ghost is haunting
Wow.
me, named by Tom, and I'm seeing Tom everywhere.
I mean, yeah, it's such a common name. Every other person is called Tom in America.
Tom.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Vinay, is it safe to assume that you genuinely believe in ghosts?
Yeah, I've seen many things around me.
Oh, you have seen many things around. Okay,
Yeah,
I think we should park this for the second part of
Yeah. Yeah.
of the show.
Yeah.
What about you, Antariksh? Do you believe in ghosts?
I don't
Close
believe,
to his heart.
but I get scared. So in a sense, like logically, my logical side of my brain is like, no, man, can't be real. But my illogical side of the brain is like, damn, what if it's real? Then I'm, that's what I feel. What about you? Just
I don't. Again, the logical part of my brain is like this is not real.
Yeah.
And fortunately or unfortunately, I've not had an encounter or seen something. So maybe I'm the skeptic out there.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Anyway, Vinay, thanks so much for those recommendations. That is Omar Gosh TV and Mosaji. We'll put the links to both of them in the description of this episode for sure. Utsav, what about you, man? What would you like
So
to
I'm
recommend?
going to recommend a book. And the best part about this book is that you don't need ghosts to mess things up. The book itself is titled Humans, A Brief History of How We F***ed It All Up.
Oh, wow.
Okay, it's one of the most hilarious books I have read, and it's actual history. So it's not the case of people coming up with random theories or something. So this is a scenario in which in the early 1800s, the Austrian army got so drunk during a war that one part of the battalion ended up attacking the other part of the battalion, and they killed each other, right? Then essentially another thing which I want to talk about is Chairman Mao's four pest campaign. I also did an episode on Postcards of a Nowhere of this, in which he said that because sparrows are eating the grain from the fields, we must exterminate all sparrows, right? And what it eventually happened is that because of the sparrows being exterminated, and there were about 3 million sparrows which were killed by people.
Wow.
This happened in China, right?
Yes, China.
Yeah.
Okay. And 3 million sparrows were killed. And what happened was that because of that, the population of the pest exploded. And actually, China went through a famine because all the crops were destroyed. And it had the exact opposite effect. And the funny part of it was that then China had to import sparrows from Russia. Right?
Wow.
I'm not kidding. They had to import a few thousand, or 25, 30,000 sparrows from Russia to repopulate the countryside with sparrows. Right. And that was the extent of human stupidity. So this book is essentially a great way to understand how ridiculously stupid human beings can be. Right. And of course, it's not that we are not seeing it around us. We do see it around us all the time. Right. And it's written in a good way because it includes humor along with a lot of historical facts which have been verified. So it's not one of those, a lot of those ghost stories which we hear are more Bollywoodish than anything else. And close to Antarik's heart. So
yes, absolutely.
So that's why I really enjoyed the book. It's a very breezy read. It's not much. I think it's barely about 200 odd pages, right? And it has a lot of historical research going in.
Do you think these the sparrows who came from China felt like what astronauts feel like when they're going to Mars from Earth? Like when we have to go there, you have to repopulate the region there, or populate the region there.
I think the good part about it is that maybe these sparrows don't have a sense of self or an identity that, I have to do X. I think they started living wherever they were living. And they don't unnecessarily complicate things like us, trying to find meaning and purpose in everything we do. So I think they're much better off as compared to, who we are. Another interesting thing which happened, which the book does not cover also, but is that, they actually elected a reality TV star as the president of a country, right?
Okay.
Thankfully, that has been reversed now.
Yeah,
things have changed in the last 5 years, but I think that counts very well as a part of how we have massively managed to fuck up the country. And there are numerous such instances. There have been cases in Japan where mascots have been elected as mayors, right? There have been cases where comedians have been elected as presidents and prime ministers in a very, very legit election. Right. So, and half of those people are not even running seriously. They're just running it as a joke, and they end up getting elected.
I think this is not a joke. There are like a few like small towns in America whose like town mayor is like a horse or something. This is actually true.
It's actually true.
Not. Yeah, it's crazy.
So you can imagine how well managed those towns are.
But dude, I'm sure the town is excellently managed because they have no worries that they're electing a horse for a mayor. They're like, kuch kaam karne ka to hai nahi, वैसे भी ठीक है. So I think they're pretty well off.
Yeah, so that's why the book is really fun to read, and it's pretty breezy. You can get through it in less than a week actually if you just read consistently. And that's my recommendation. The book is called Humans: A Brief History of How We Fucked It All Up by Tom Phillips.
Okay, nice. By Tom Phillips. Cool. Thanks so much for that. And I'm sure you guys can buy it on Amazon or Kindle or whatever. Okay, coming to me, I want to recommend a YouTube channel called Collider Extra. They have a series called Comic Book Shopping. Okay, what they do is they get like comic book writers, actors who are in the comic book sphere. So like Jake Gyllenhaal, he recently in the Spider-Man Far From Home, he played Mysterio. right? So he was on doing comic book shopping. The great Alan Moore,
Creator of Watchmen.
Yeah, exactly. So he has been on the show where, so this guy, the host of the show, I'm forgetting his name right now, but the host of the show, he is just a comic book nerd, right? Like he knows everything that is going on right now. He knows all the artists that have come before and all that. So it's like a nerd about comic books. So he will enter a comic book shop with these celebrities in the comics sphere, and he'll enter a comic book shop with them and then recommend to them what they should be reading right now, like what is going on, like what's happened in the last 10 years that is excellent and like cannot be missed. So yeah, great. Like I remember some of his recommendations were Mr. Miracle, the latest Mr. Miracle series, which Mr. Miracle is basically, if you guys don't know DC Comics, is Darkseid's adopted son. Okay, Darkseid in DC Comics. He was recently in the Zack Snyder's Justice League cut. Zack Snyder's cut of Justice League also. Darkseid was the main villain, and Darkseid is the big baddie. He's like the Thanos of DC. Like Thanos is actually Marvel Comics. The DC's equivalent is Darkseid. Basically, their design is also similar. What they want is also kind of similar. Darkseid has an adopted son called Mr. Miracle, who is actually the son of another of Darkseid's good brother. Like he has Darkseid is the evil brother of someone called Highfather, who's a god. They're all gods, and he has a son. Highfather has a son called Mr. Miracle, and as a peace treaty between Darkseid and Highfather, the Mr. Miracle, Scott Free is actually his name is Scott, is actually adopted by Darkseid as like a part of the peace treaty. Now, Mr. Miracle, so Scott Free grows up as to be an escape artist. He can escape from anything, okay, like anything he can escape from, but except for his own life, because he's a god, he's almost immortal. He can't escape his own life. Okay, so this series is just amazing. This guy, it's what it talks about, like this guy who's like this on this huge super like cosmic scale. He's like fighting battles for Darkseid and against Highfather and whatever. But on this super huge cosmic scale, this guy's still supremely depressed and dealing with depression. So very good series. Mr. Miracle is like just I think 6 or 7 issues, and it's like that's the whole bundle. And just go and check it out. It's a lot of fun. So that's just one of the things that he recommends to Alan Moore. And like there are a lot of Seth Green from Robot Chicken has been on. I said Jake Gyllenhaal has been on. A lot of people, man. Like I can't even remember all the names right now. But yeah, check out Collider Extra comic book shopping. Frank Miller has been on, dude. Frank Miller is also a great director, a great comic book writer. He's written for Batman, for Daredevil. He's been on the show. So again, just huge recommend. Watch every episode if you can, because each episode you'll learn something new about the world of comics. If you guys are interested, that's my recommendation. That's the end of the first half. If you can just run down what we recommended. Vinay, what did you recommend?
I recommended 2 YouTube channels, Omar Gosh TV and Mosaji.
All right. Utsav, what about you?
I recommended a book, Humans, A Brief History of How We F***ed It All Up by Tom Phillips.
All right. And I recommended the YouTube channel, Collider Extra, and their series called Comic Book Shopping, which is a lot of fun. Thank you so much, guys. See you guys in the second half.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. If you're not following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We'd like to thank our sponsors on the network this week, Cedar Tires and TheWholeTruthFoods.com. Thank you for your support. We did a bunch of cock and bulls this week. We had guests like Ayushi Amin and Puneet Mania for that. Besides that, Vasanti Hariprakash was on, as well as Jay Alani, a paranormal investigator. Really, really great week on Cyrus Says. Do check it out. Tune into This Round is on Me for an episode recorded from Gulmarg featuring one of India's professional alpine skiers, Arif Khan, who's looking forward to representing India at the Beijing Olympics. On The Habit Coach, Ashton has a chat with Kunal Rajput, a popular fitness trainer who recently completed 7 rounds of his Unlock workout series. The reunified, simplified gang of Tony, Naren, Chuck, and Shrikant discussed NFTs on the latest episode. On The Millennial Athlete, Tanvi and Shlok looked back at all the England championships of the year so far and discussed the interesting highlights of the same. Also on Thale Harate, our Kannada podcast, Ganesh spoke to Archana Shyam of Antharanga Theatre in the latest episode. And on Kadai podcast, our Tamil show, Kavita Jiva shed light in another story about the bravery and excellence in the governance of the Pallava dynasty. And with that, let's get you back to your show.
Hello and welcome back to the second half of this episode of IVM Likes. Joining me again are Utsav and Vinay. Say hey, guys.
Hey guys.
Hey, everyone.
All right. So as we said in the beginning of the episode, we're going to be talking about the supernatural. We're going to talk about the most haunted places in the world. Something close to my heart, as I said, and these guys won't leave that alone since then. But it's what it is. All right. So the most haunted places. First, starting off, we already talked about which of us actually believes in the supernatural and which of us doesn't. We know Vinay believes in supernatural. He recommended some great YouTube channels, and we know Utsav and I are a little more skeptical. But the reason, okay, the full disclosure, the reason I wanted to really do this episode is because Vinay told me that he has had experiences to the point where I was like, dude, that is crazy. Do not tell me anymore because I need to save this for an episode of IBM Likes. So Vinay, please, Vinay has had experiences, man. Which how many of us can say that? Vinay, please take this forward. What happened and where did it happen?
So I'll just give you like one experience today.
Okay. You're saving the others for another episode.
Others for another trip. Yeah. So I had this friend who relocated to another place where he didn't check about the house and everything and what was the history of that house and all. So what happened to him was when he relocated the house was already haunted by the previous owner who died there because he was burnt or something. And what happened was when he started staying there, he got possessed, and even he didn't knew that he was possessed. Like he started behaving like differently. He didn't recognize his wife. He didn't recognize his children. He didn't recognize any of his friends. Or he started being rude.
It's called Alzheimer's, I think. It's not really.
No, it's not Alzheimer's. You cannot call it Alzheimer's because when we as friends entered his house to check on him, like what is happening with him and why is he acting like this and all. So there was a kind of a pungent smell coming from that house, like when the garbage like it goes more.
Yeah, it rots.
The smell was something else. Like we cannot even imagine that smell.
So you personally went to meet him at this house?
Yeah, me and two of my other friends. We went to congratulate him on buying his new house and everything. And once we went there, then his family started telling us the story that every night what he is doing is he's sleepwalking. And we were like, he never sleepwalked in his life. Now how can he sleepwalk now? And even his wife was like, he's not recognizing us, he's not recognizing his own mother, not his children and all. And what I don't know what he speaks in the night. He speaks some other language. And I was like, what is happening to him? So
that's sleep talk gibberish. Like I was in boarding school for 2 years. Just sorry, quick thing. I was in boarding school for 2 years, and in boarding school, like very often, people would talk in their sleep. Like very often, because we used to stay in a big dormitory of 32 people.
But at least that talking, we can understand what they're talking in sleep. Like this was something else.
Okay.
And what literally happened is we thought of staying there this night. So we were sleeping in the hallway. And suddenly there was 3 bangs dun, 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 on his from his room, and we were like, what is happening there now? Everyone is gone to sleep. It's 3:00 in the morning. And we are hearing these bangs and all. And literally, when we entered his room, his eyes were rolled up, literally full white. We were 3 people handling him. We couldn't handle him. He threw us all into different directions, and he started climbing the walls as if I was seeing a Spider-Man.
Are you kidding me,
no,
dude? No, I am not buying this.
Man.
Sorry, Vinay, I'm not buying this.
No, but literally this happened. This happened with me. I have several experiences.
What do you mean? What do you mean he climbed the wall?
Did you ingest some interesting substances before this, Vinay?
No,
I just want
nothing.
to ask. Nothing. Okay.
No, nothing. So he was literally possessed. He was flying from one place to another.
No, man.
He threw us off in different directions.
What? Dude.
This is legit story, dude.
Are you serious? Dude,
yeah.
But what do you mean by climbing the wall? How did he climb the wall?
In 1-2 steps, tut.
Like
not
Spider-Man.
climbed, and he, one wall to another wall, he started jumping.
Okay, what happened to him after? Wait. I want to hear the story completely.
Yeah, then after that, when we saw all that, then the other day we contacted a priest, and we tried to do this exorcism on him, and we tried to get rid of it. Then we understood that this place was literally it was haunted. The neighbors knew it. There was someone who burnt himself in that house, but no one told him before buying that house that this place is legit haunted. And that guy was little thin and little he used to be little sad in his life and all. Because of that, maybe the ghost have possessed him or something. The priest told us that. But literally, when we saw that, like, he's jumping one wall to another, like through us in different direction, I was like, what is happening to him? And like after 6 months of that, he passed away. So like the ghost, like, it left his body, but I think the side effects and everything that caught him, and he just he did suicide, and he lost his life.
Your friend,
So that
your friend,
night I cannot forget, because
your friend committed suicide after this.
yeah, he committed suicide. Yeah.
Because of this possession. I'm so sorry. This is
I
seems
guess
like
it may be some side effects or something because of this possession. So that night I cannot still forget.
Man,
Like,
this is gonna sound very insensitive. This is gonna sound very insensitive, but it kind of seems a little convenient that he committed suicide. Right? Because now we can't really ask him, like, hey buddy, what happened?
Yeah,
he doesn't have to explain anything. Sorry, this is very insensitive, but this is what I thought.
No, correct. So like, I'll just tell you that he was like jumping literally from one wall to another. Like, we tried to handle him then also. That entire, like, that 1 hour, 3 to 4 like AM was literally like the hardest hour for us also, handling him.
Damn.
That voice, like the voice change in him.
Really?
And like, how can a thin guy like become so powerful that he's throwing 3 of us like to different direction? Like, cannot imagine that. But after that also, I have some like many like things that I've seen.
Dude, I think the previous time you had told us a story about
I told about the mall Infinity,
the mall, correct,
basement 2.
Yeah, correct.
Where I used to work, and the trolley literally started moving on itself, and once I saw the camera, I saw the ghost standing, and with the trolley is moving it. So sometimes what happens now, we can see a flare of that ghost, or sometimes we can see orbs that fly around, and only the cameras can catch those orbs. So these are the things.
I recently saw this, like, it was reported as a funny video, but it was I was seeing this video of the top 5 most unexplained phenomena caught on video, or like most unexplained instances caught on video. Okay. And
like literally I called someone, my sister. So when she moved to Delhi, she was possessed. She started cutting herself and all. So I've seen all those things also, and it was a guy who possessed her. So I've seen all those stuff.
Wait, please tell me more, dude. You can't just leave it at
like
a friend
trailer, but no, we're not releasing the film. Please wait 2 years.
Yeah, exactly.
So basically, she was a air hostess, and she moved in, like, she had to relocate to Delhi. And once she relocated, she found this house, and she was staying with her 3 friends also. But what happened was that house was again haunted, and it haunted her, not the friends and all. And what happened in the night, she started speaking some other languages, and she started cutting herself literally, and her body temperature went around like 120, 140. And in the night,
how did she survive that temperature, boy? Wouldn't your brain get fried or something?
No, because she was possessed, right? The body wasn't in her control. And in the night, the temperature of the body used to go below like in minus decibels. Like, she used to become cold and all, but still she used to do all these things. But she didn't flew and all. She used to cut herself. And the story was that the girl, the tenant before she went into like that house, the tenant before that also got possessed, and even that tenant used to cut his hands and everything. And when they left that that apartment, the previous tenant, she was okay, but this girl wasn't. Because when she left that apartment for work, she used to get pulled. So even if I want to go to work, I used to have this feeling, no, I don't want to go to work, I want to go to my house again.
Okay. Where are these friends of yours from? Or where were they from?
One is from both were from Mumbai.
Both from Mumbai. But you said they relocated. They relocated.
The earlier friend bought his house in Mud Island.
Oh, okay.
So if you search the history of Mud Island, you will see that.
Okay, yeah, I've heard of.
Even that Mud Island road is haunted by a girl ghost. And this whom I call my sister, she also stays in Mumbai right now. She's okay. Like, we did all the exorcism and everything on her. That's how we got rid of it. But it took months to do that. Now she is like totally fine, enjoying her life. But we can see those marks on her hand, like the cut marks.
Okay, I'm just glad she's fine. This story ended in a better way than the previous one. So
Yeah, no, she's fine, but the things are worse. Like once the body gets possessed, like we don't have a control on our own body. Like it throws our soul out, and the other soul enters.
Have you guys heard of
So this is the
near-death experiences,
Yeah.
NDEs? Yeah.
yes,
Have you heard of the phenomena where people, when then they're put into a medically induced coma for their like a serious operation going on in them? Many people have reported that I was seeing the operation happen on me.
Yeah.
Have you heard of this phenomena? So
Yes,
basically,
yes.
people say that their soul or whatever the equivalent
moved
of the
up.
soul is had moved up exactly, and they could literally to the detail be able to describe everything that happened step by step. Okay, then the doctor did this to me, then the doctor opened this up and did that, and then this happened, then this person came in. So they're able to tell all of this, which is just amazingly fascinating. Just I don't know how that happens. Another
No, they say now when you sleep in the night and if you're dreaming of something, and if your body gives that chatka to you, it is like some other spirit wanted to enter your body, but your spirit is fighting back to not give up.
Yeah,
no, but that is something else. That's something which is medically understood. That why do we get jerks when we sleep? I forget what it exactly is at this point, but it's been explained medically that why do our body jerks when we sleep. So that I'm not inclined to believe. But the other two stories which you said,
Those were
right,
were legit true. It's true. I can, like, someone wants to see that house, I can show them the house today. It's also
no.
the family never.
I'm
don't
fairly
live there
chicken
now.
in these things. No, thank you.
yeah,
very
yeah.
much.
Also,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not going to test
the
you.
family doesn't
Yeah,
live
I'm not
there
going to
now,
test the
but
practicality.
the house is still there. Like they have packed the entire windows and the doors now, so no one can enter that house.
Okay,
Wow.
Yeah, it's abandoned fully.
Cool. Wow. So I was saying I recently saw a video on YouTube. It was 5 most unexplained videos on like unexplained occurrences. So these all seem like paranormal occurrences, and one of them was, this is a video from India outside a hospital. There is a gurney. You know what a gurney is, right? Gurney is like one of those stretchers that you get patients in and
People
out
on,
of.
yeah.
So a gurney is there outside the hospital, and there's nothing around. Okay, there's no dog hit it or something. The gurney, it seems even like a stable enough road where the gurney is just nicely just sitting there. Nothing is happening. The leaves around the gurney, there are no leaves hustling. Okay, you can put it out to wind. Okay, the breeze a little too much. The gurney just starts moving by itself, and it goes quite a long way by itself. Okay, at one point. So again, it moves a bit, then stops, and then moves a little bit more, and then it stops, and then moves a little bit more, then it stops. Okay. At one point, one of the hospital workers from inside comes out to collect the gurney. Okay. While he's moving towards the gurney starts moving. This guy freaks out, like, "Oh, what is happening?" He looks around, nothing is there. He just turns around and walks back into the hospital. I'm not dealing with this shit.
I'm fully one with this guy. I would have done exactly the same thing.
That's exactly what my thinking would have been, man. I'm not gonna contest this. Oh, that's damn funny.
So I have a school where I stay. I'll not take that school's name, but the 7th floor of that school is very much haunted. So the lift never stops on the 7th floor of that school, and like till afternoon, like you can roam that place, the 7th floor, but after 6 you cannot even enter that place. It's so haunted, and it's haunted by like 5 or 6 ghosts.
Okay.
Wow. Okay then.
Cool.
My story is so
And you
lame
can
in comparison. I can't even begin to start.
literally, but you can literally feel that vibe, that negative vibe around that place.
Wow.
Okay, wow, dude. Okay, dude. People who are interested in knowing what these places are, please message Vinay,
contact me.
or like
Message
please DM Vinay,
me.
and he will tell you. And please go and explore
Even
this.
the house where I used to stay earlier,
That was haunted.
I used to see shadows around like 3 a.m. in the
Vinay,
night.
Vinay, I think you attract these things. Now,
yeah,
this
I
is my
think you
new
are the
theory
common
now.
factor. Exactly, you are the lowest common denominator. I think, Vinay. Basically, everything happens
Even
around
I think that, like,
Dude, I
that's
think-
why I have this plan of starting this YouTube channel now and just going into this haunted places and exploring all this stuff.
Huh.
Okay, so what I was talking about was we had one experience which could be classified as having a paranormal experience. So this is way back when we were in college, and my college is this college in Surat called NIT Surat, And it was built in the 1960s, 70s, right? And what happened was it was built really outside the city. Now it's of course a part of the main city, but there was a Parsi well right next to the boundary wall. Right, of course it was outside the boundary wall, but there was a Parsi well. And again, maybe some people may not be aware. Parsi well is a place where the Parsis hang the bodies of their dead as a last service to humanity. So that, first of all, the birds will come and eat, and once the body falls down, the insects will eat, and that's how the body is essentially decomposing. So, of course, it had to be built outside the city. But now it was, of course, very much in the city. So one day we decided in the night that we must go and explore this well, right? So we decided to go, and there is a road which leads to it. So as soon as we reached the gate of that place, out of literally nowhere, there are 6-7 dogs who came out and started barking at us, right? Now, you could think about it the either way, right? One could be that, they're essentially warning you because probably animals experience spirits in a different way. Or they're essentially saying, dude, this is my territory. You cannot just walk in whenever you feel like. I'm a dog. This is my territory. Now, you could take it either way you want. Okay?
But you guys chose the former, I'm sure.
Of course, we chose the former. We are we're going to definitely go and check out this place. Okay. And the moment we stepped into the gate, the compound of that wall, of that thing, and we have a 250 hectares campus. That's bigger. That is how big the campus is of NIT Surat. The lights of the entire campus went out.
What? Why you guys are there? How many minutes into you being there?
So we had just put our foot into the compound of that pond. It's outside the college boundary wall, but there was a compound for the well only. And the moment we entered, the entire campus's lights went out for a good 2-3 minutes, and it came back up. So I mean, for all you know, it's just a coincidence.
Yeah, but who knows? People say there's no such thing as a coincidence.
And we were so freaked out. It is not funny.
I'm sure, dude.
Right? And we quickly went into the well. We peered down the well. There was nothing. It was just plants.
Wow.
And there was nothing, right? And we just peered into the well. It was just plants growing everywhere. And then we literally walked out and walked as quickly as we could. Right. And that was one of the very weird experiences. And that's what, all of us are fine. Nothing happened to us. So we don't know whether it was really an encounter or not. But that is the closest we came to.
Where was this?
It was really funny.
Yeah.
This is in NIT Surat.
Okay, cool.
It's an engineering college in Surat. So.
Okay, sweet. So I'll tell you. So this is not exactly a paranormal experience, but it's extremely eerie. Okay, and you will feel that it is extremely eerie as well. This I'd already told the story the previous time we were talking about this episode, but I'll just quickly run by it again because it's just too fascinating. Okay. What's up? Do you know what a creepypasta is? Creepypasta. The term creepypasta. Have you heard of this term?
I've never heard of this term.
No. So creepypasta is a nonsensical term. Okay, but it's a nonsensical term that means literally, if you go and look it up, it means a horror story which has been propagated through the internet, which has spread through the internet. It's called a creepypasta. Nobody has any idea why that's the term, but that is what it is. Okay, and there are all these amazing creepypasta stories out there. Have you heard of the story of Slender Man? Have you heard of Slender Man? Slender Man is so there are movies on it now. There are video games about Slender Man now. But the story of the Slender Man started off as a creepypasta. Yeah, yes, Vinay?
You need to go and check Mosaji's channel. He literally has videos on Slender Man.
Really? Wow. See, exactly. So this is a very well-known creepypasta. Okay, Slender Man is one of the most popular creepypastas. There are many more creepypastas. There's one called Jeff the Killer. There's one called The Rake. Some amazing, really amazingly, very very scary and unsettling stories. Okay. Now Slender Man's MO is that he basically kidnaps children who are out roaming by themselves in the woods. Why some child is roaming around by himself in the woods is beyond me, but this is his MO. Okay, this is what he does. So one day, this is about, I want to say 2 or 3 years back, me and my friend are sitting in the car, just whatever, talking. And we then start talking about creepypasta. We start talking about creepypastas are basically horror stories that have been propagated through the internet. And Slender Man, as I was saying, is one of the most prominent one of these creepypastas. Okay, there are movies made on this. There are TV shows. There are video games on Slender Man now. And his basic MO is he kidnaps children who are roaming around by themselves alone in the woods. Okay, and so it's actually, if you go and look it up, he looks like this tall man with a white, just a faceless face. He has no face. He's just all white, and he's wearing either they say a suit, full whatever button down suit, or this really loose clothes which are fully black, so it looks like a suit from the distance. Okay, so that's basically Slender Man. His MO is he kidnaps children. Now, one day, it was like about 2 years back, me and my friend are sitting in my car, we're just talking, and we start talking about creepypasta. Like he and I are like haunted stuff is both close to both our hearts, is basically what it is. Okay, and so we're talking about creepypastas, we're discussing all the various creepypastas. We talk about the Slender Man. We give Slender Man like a good 5-6 minute discussion, like, oh, this, like, isn't that crazy? What do you think is actually true? All that. We're talking about hitting all the points and all that. And then after that, we move on to other topics. Okay, like we start talking about like some random stuff. We start talking about like comedy. We start talking about anything else in between. Okay, and for another good 45 minutes to an hour, we're talking about something else. Suddenly, my phone, Google Now on my phone, hey, okay, Google on my phone goes out and goes, sorry, could not find results for Slender Man. After like an hour, okay, all my Google or okay Google heard was the word Slender Man, okay, and after 45 minutes to an hour is telling me, oh, I could not find results to it. Isn't that just crazy? Like, what are the odds? I had never said, okay, Google in the middle. I never said, hey, Google in the middle. But this just happened, dude. And of course, because, we both just completely, not freaked out, but we definitely thought, man, this is definitely crazy. This is eerie as hell. That's all our Google caught and nothing else, because we've been talking about like a million other things.
Did you sleep well that night?
That is.
Man, I sleep quite well every night because of what I did in that car, if you know what I mean. No, it's good. But
so if anyone wants to meet a real life like person who is still haunted legit,
meet Vinay. Is that what you're saying?
I can make you meet him.
What?
Because he's legitly haunted. Once he drinks, you can see that like he is literally possessed. Because we don't.
Oh, drink.
Yeah, I know a lot of people like that who after drinking feel very possessed.
He has like a woman in his body or something. Yeah, and he is literally possessed.
Man, so you know what?
Vinay, I have a question, Vinay. Why do you work for IVM? You could be doing a lot of other things in life also.
Yeah, dude. We need more paranormal investigators in India. For sure.
Yeah. Like, let's see. A new YouTube channel maybe.
Yeah, that'd be cool. So you know what? We have already gone on too long about these instances only, but we have to get to some of the most haunted places. So we can do one of two things. Either we can meet again and record another episode and just talk about the haunted things, or we can quickly run by them right now. So what would you guys prefer? If you guys.
So let's do another.
So let's do this tomorrow. Let's record again.
Yeah, sure. Okay? I have some more stories.
Okay, Utsav, would you be available tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Dave is our sound engineer who's helping us on this recording, and he is very passionate.
Let's get deep also.
Yeah,
get deep also.
Correct. So tomorrow, Deep is also joining us on this episode.
Yeah, we need to get deep on this one.
Thank you guys. This is so these episodes will come out a week apart from each other, and tell us, listen to this episode and tell us what your paranormal stories are, and if they're interesting enough, we'll try and get you on and to tell those stories on the show, because why not? And
and I can show you places around me.
Yeah,
which are haunted.
Yeah, exactly.
And legit haunted.
Exactly. So really looking forward to that. Utsav, where can people follow you online?
So before you follow me online, what you need to do is follow my podcast. It's called Podcast from Nowhere, and it's an interesting short format 7 and 8 minute travel podcast, which you can find anywhere you listen to podcasts to, right? And you can follow me on Instagram by YVTravel42.
And what is this dark series that you're doing on your podcast right now?
Yeah, so I'm doing this one called On Dark Tourism, right? So it explores everything from places which have been ravaged by conflict, by war, and to some extent even by supernatural powers in some cases, right? So I'm just exploring that why it is such a big draw for us, right? Why are we so attracted to this entire space of things we don't understand, or things which have been extremely damaged, or have seen so much of loss and death. And I'm exploring different stories. In fact, one came out just this Thursday. That's today we're recording. So you should check that out. It's a very inspirational story of someone who's emerged from a very, very dark place and from a conflict and gone on to turn around not only his own life, but also his own country's fate. So that's the series about. And you can check it out every Thursday whenever this releases.
Awesome. Thank you. Vinay, where can people follow you online?
On Instagram at I am Vinya.
Okay, nice. And you guys can follow me at AntarikshT on Instagram and AntarikshTac on Twitter. Thank you so much, guys. This was an episode of IVM Likes. See you guys next week. Bye-bye.
रिश्ते में तो हम तुम्हारे पॉडकास्ट लगते हैं. नाम है फुटबॉल शुटबॉल.
Presenting Football Shortball, a show about three friends discussing our favorite game over a beer. Sometimes 3, maybe even 5. Hi, I'm Shiva, and with me are my two sidekicks, Gaurav Sapre and Karthika here.
Sidekick? You mean like Batman's Robin or Van Persie Robin?
No, I mean like Alexis Sanchez, but with a little more skill than just playing the piano.
Ha! Just shows how the best players at Arsenal are mere bench warmers at United.
Oh, thank you, Ayer. But you're a Fulham supporter, so whenever you say anything to support me, I question my beliefs.
Just like how Griezmann would say, एक बार मैंने जो decision ले लिया तो मैं अपने आप की भी नहीं सुनता.
Banter aside, we will talk match reports, transfer rumors, top controversies, fantasy football picks, and so much more. So grab a beer and tune in to Football Shootball every Wednesday on the IVM Podcast app, website, or wherever you get your podcasts.
How many times have you motivated yourself to improve your sleep, or lose weight, or be more productive? How many times have you failed? Hi, my name is Ashton Doctor. Tune into my show, The Habit Coach Podcast, where we focus on creating small, tiny habits to improve your life instead of those big, impossible tasks. So make listening to me a habit every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com or on your favorite podcasting app.